Welcome back to Spence's Mass Effect Quick Tips. Today, or in this episode, we are going to talk about going planetside with your squad. Now, picking your squad for each planet is going to be rough. You balance your favorite characters versus functionality. And while the squad selection screen helps you visualize and overview your squad's combat, tech, and biotic abilities, you want to make sure that you have the right people for the job. So you want to first check on what assignments you have for that planet. So let's see here. So we found in this sector missing Marines. We were looking for a recon team. When we arrived in this sector, we got a notification from the 5th Fleet that somebody had gone missing. When we checked the Sparta system, there was a planet called Daedalus that had a distress beacon. Sometimes it will tell you there are going to be Geth. There was a suspected Geth incursion, something of that nature. So that's what we're going to be looking into for this distress call. So let's go to our map. One other thing to notice as you're exploring, if you scan your asteroid belts, you may find something that says anomaly detected. There'll be an indication to scan, and you'll probably find an asteroid, which may have some rare elements on it for you. But that's not why we're here. We are going to Daedalus. I hear you, Kat, but we are doing an episode right now. All right, Daedalus is a terrestrial planet. Carbon dioxide and nitrogen. It's a dust-choked planet. Okay, so we're going to land. We don't know too much about what's going to happen here. So, being familiar with my different characters, I'm going to choose an appropriate build for it. So, I know what I have. So, I'm going to take Tally. I'm going to add Tally to my group. I know Tally has a lot of electronics, which is great. She has some hacking skills. That's going to be helpful if we run into anything electronic or non-organic. And then I am going to bring... Caden, because he has more biotics, and I'm not sure what we're going to face, but if we need biotics, I would like him with me, because I don't have my other biotic person yet. So we're going to go ahead and accept the squad. Story-wise, you may have an indication of what you're going to find there. So there are certain characters that may have affiliations with different things. If you're going up against biotics, especially human biotics, Caden is going to have some kind of investment there. If you're going up against Geth, obviously you want to have Tally. She is a Quarian. Quarians have a lot of knowledge about Geth, but also they created them. So there is a definite investment there. If you're going up against criminals, you're going to want to bring someone who is a little vigilante-like, and that is going to be Garrus. If you're going for pure carnage, Ashley or Rex are your best buddies for that. And if you see anything Prothean related, is Liara going to be excited about that? Now, if you are not using the auto level feature, the minute that you get Planetside, you want to check and make sure that your squad has all of their points assigned. Now, as you can see, mine does not. So let's go ahead and assign some points. I haven't used Caden in a while. Now, I did say that I want to make sure I have as much decryption and electronics as possible. So we're going to throw all of our electronics in with him for right now. Okay, we've got to assign some points to Tally. So we're going to give her... We're going to give her a mix of both. Okay. And then I have all my points assigned. Alrighty. Now let's talk about your map. So on your map, you're going to see the main points of interest. There's usually some debris. There are usually a couple of anomalies, and if you have a plot point, it's going to show up here. This is just on a non-plot-based planet. If you are on a planet that is plot-based, such as Pharos, the planet on Knossos that I can't remember right now, Vermeer, you're going to have a very specific, more detail-oriented map. But here, you're not going to see very much. It's just a topographical map. I highly recommend driving around with your Mako because sometimes you will end up seeing things like, well, let's take a drive around. You'll see additional question marks. You will see maybe some resources that can be gathered. And while you're driving around, looking at all these things, you'll get to know your Mako's capabilities. So obviously you can go forward, backward, turn side to side. Pretty cool. You have two sets of weapons. You have your cannon, which for the for console is going to be your right trigger. And you have your regular gun, which is going to be the same trigger that you have for your pistols and such. You can zoom in and fire at things, which is extremely helpful. And you have thrusters. Thrusters use the same button as pulling up your weapons wheel on console. This is extremely helpful for what I believe is going to be our encounter. I'm always suspicious when I get Planetside of these big open terrains. Why? Because it probably means that there is a Thresher Maw. Want to see what I mean? Here we go. Pretty sure, yep. Here we go, there is a Thresher Maw. You want to aim right at that thing's mouth. It spews acid. It tries to predict your movements. So, jump, do thrusters, try to avoid it as best you can. It will chase you. Cannons are going to do the most damage against this thing. And as you can see, it's already doing some significant damage to my Mako. So I am going to try to get away real quick. Now, one thing that you can see here is that it's also got a bunch of tentacles that come up. If you get too close to the tentacles, they will hit you. But taking them out does nothing to the Thresher Maw itself. Now, do you recall me telling you about Omnigel? So if you reduce some of your equipment to Omnigel, that is going to be important because you will need it to repair your Mako. If your Mako explodes, so do you, and you die, and you have to start over. So we're bringing together all of the things that we have been talking about so far. So now I've fixed up my Mako. Well, I'm in the process of fixing up my Mako. You see the little bars next to the wrench. That is the cooldown timer to fix it again. So now I come back out here. There's the big Mamma Jamma. There is a cooldown on the cannon. It's every 3 seconds, I believe. Okay, it's still alive. It's still kicking. It still wants to eat me. But one more well-placed hit. There we go. It is down. It is dead. It is a lot of XP. So keep an eye out for those wide open spaces. And as always, make sure you save, because you don't want to have to do that again. If you fall off the side of the map, if you crash your Mako, you will have to start the zone over again if you do not save. The other thing is, again, making sure those passive abilities of decryption and electronics are as high as they can go, because the most frustrating thing is going to a planet, finding some debris or some ancient artifact and not being able to decode it or decrypt it because your decryption or electronics are not high enough. I will see if I can give you an example. So let's go this way. Now when you do that, when you place a marker on your map, when you go to your map, I'll show you how to do that again. So you go to map, you put your cursor over wherever you want, and then you hit whatever button to set destination. You see the set destination in the bottom center portion. You can also return to the Normandy at any time as long as you are not in combat. Furthermore, if you want to remove a marker, because the marker doesn't go away once you reach it, you just put the cursor over that marker and clear the destination. So once again, we're going to set the destination. We're going to head in that direction and see if anything else pops up. My best tip for exploring planets to find resources, which is one of your passive quests, your galaxy-wide collection quests, I believe it's called, is to just go to one corner of the map and then drive around. Go from one corner of the map to the other, and you will end up finding all sorts of resources. Or if you don't like the exploring thing and you just want to get it done, the wiki for Mass Effect does have a substantial map with all of those things revealed. So here we have a mummified corpse. Oh yeah, you can't get out of your Mako unless it is stopped and level. So we're trying to recover an artifact. And as I said, if your electronics or decryption are not high enough, you may not be able to get these artifacts. They are also one of the galaxy-wide passive quests, collection quests. And we'll go over that a little bit more in the next episode. But that is everything on the Mako and how to use it and how to set up your team when you are going planetside. If you have any questions, comments, you can leave them in the comments below. You can hit the notification bell to get notified whenever another one of my quick tips videos comes out. And next time we will be talking about missions and assignments.
You need to turn back, Commander. You're going beyond the range of the operational area.
Don't you worry, Joker. We will be back soon. So until next time, thanks for joining me for Spence's Mass Effect Quick Tips. Take care. Aha, we found a resource. So if you look at the mini-map, we found a resource. It just looks like a few circles. They're supposed to indicate, like, rocks. Another way to find these minerals is by surveying planets, and so basically on every planet in a system, you just click on it, go look at it, and sometimes it will say survey. Survey will be an option that you can And you'll get like gases and some of these other passive quests. So we've got lithium. Don't wanna lock me up inside. There we go. And that is a light metal.